Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're jumping down into the world of XRP, taking a look at what's been going on most recently, what we think is likely to happen next and all that great stuff. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Now, if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, the link is in the description below. We actually cover a lot more down in the Discord server than we do on YouTube, so why not go ahead and check it out. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. Okay, let's get started. Let's get right on into this. XRP paired up with USDT on the hourly chart. Binance is the data source. Last time we spoke about this a couple of days ago, we were talking about a 5-wave structural move upwards. That seems to have been completed here. Now there's a couple of different ways of looking at this structure. We can either say that 5 waves have completed here, or this 5th wave that I have it drawn at the moment is actually the top of wave 3 and this down here is the bottom of wave 5. There's two different ways of looking at it, and this is because of what our expectations are afterwards. Okay, so there's indisputably this here is of course just 3 waves down. Okay, so that's complete in either scenario. The only question is whether that is a wave 4 or just a correction and then we go up for 5 waves. Okay, so if we go up in 5 waves, that will complete our zigzag pattern. So I'm going to go and give you my kind of expectations on this, but basically measuring this 5-wave structure, moving it over into our wave C down here. I'm just going to move that out of the way just to put that onto that wick, and so that one just there. This would give us our expectation of moving to about 47 cent. Okay, 47 cent would be our 1-to-1 ratio, and it would put us just about here, 47.4 exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove that off of there. Okay, this would basically mean that we'd look for 5 waves within this little section just here. Now we do have this initial pump, this pull to the downside. This is actually quite a typical wave 2 drop where it's getting very, very close to the origin level. Normally these wave 2s are between 50 and 88.2% retracements. And in this particular case, it kind of meets that really, really well. So I'm going to have to eyeball this just a little bit here. So we'll just pop that right there, then actually just zoom in and just see if I can get this adjusted onto that wick there. That's perfect. And then we're going to do is just push this up to that wave 2 low point and then pull this down. Okay, so our trigger point for this would actually be that 47.69. Okay, so a little bit higher, a little bit further north of our 47.4 1-to-1 ratio. Okay, and that would have to be a wave 3. That basically makes it less and less likely, in my opinion, depending on how we want to draw this up. Now, one of these structures will, of course, play out. One will be obviously more apparent than others, okay? So 47.4 would just be an ABC structure, okay? This is also possible still, even though we can kind of acknowledge there's 5 in here. It's still possible that actually all it is A, B, and C at 47.40. Alternatively, as I said, right, maybe our 4th wave structure is slightly different. Maybe that's our 4th wave. This is our 3rd wave, and our 5th wave is currently in play. Okay, now if that's the case, it makes this whole thing very, very different and you know, vastly different, in fact, to the point where it becomes a different beast altogether. Okay, this could actually be more profound for upward directional moves, and we continue to see the price actually increase, but there would have to be a natural kind of corrective structure in between. Okay, so this is possible, but it's not the best structure. I actually prefer to think of this as a zigzag pattern with our kind of wave 4 being down here and wave 5 being up here. But we're going to know which one of these is going to be the one that's more prominent in the next kind of probably I'm going to say probably the next 12 hours. It should be pretty obvious to us. Now, from our stochastic RSI on this hourly chart, we are actually riding this pretty high. Okay, so our stochastic needs to come down. We're going to need to see some kind of natural kind of corrective structure here. Now, the 4 hourly actually still has a little bit more growth to it. Okay, so this is where that 47.4 comes into play a little bit more, and likewise 47.69. If we can hit 47.69, then that's going to be the best scenario for us. That allows us to actually see good structure here, and something to kind of be really hopeful for. On the 8 hour, again, loads of progression. We can still move this up higher. We aren't too concerned with this. So again, we can still push up a bit more here on XRP before we start to pull back down. Now, the daily and the weekly, on the other hand, they are telling us that this is a corrective structure and we are likely to see some kind of end to this. Okay, now we had this up there at 44.49 on our daily chart. Okay, we can see this right here. We can see the 5-wave structure and all that kind of stuff that we were mapping out before. Now With this, obviously now we're talking about maybe pushing this up a little bit higher. Again, that's fine. It's well within our range. We are quite a bit of a distance away from our impulsive trigger of making anything decent out of our daily chart. We'd have to go up as high as 55.43 cent before we would get confidence to say that the daily is actually trending. So the daily doesn't appear to be trending. The smaller time frames, sure, they're going up in a pretty good way, but not the daily. We also have this up here as an overbought area. So we know that there's a macro move that's going to be happening over the next few weeks that's probably going to be bringing the price of XRP steadily to the downside. Okay, now our accumulation zones haven't changed. Now I do want to kind of just leave you on this thought that essentially everything that is going on, we are sort of taking a look at this daily chart and we're thinking, okay, well, we might be in this kind of, third wave high. We're looking for a fourth wave and then we're going to push up a bit, right? Basically 335 structure. This is a corrective, okay? So what we mean by corrective is short term, okay? So we've moved down, we've bounced up. That's all it is. And we will, of course, continue our downward move. Now, our targets for this haven't changed. They are still down at 23 to 26 cent. They are still a little bit lower. As we kind of head down a little bit further in the price charts. And again, our weekly is very much aligned to this as well. As we come up into our weekly chart, you can see that stochastic RSI is up here as well. Now, unlike other cryptocurrencies, XRP has progressed quite a bit on this daily chart already, okay? And whereas others are actually in oversold areas, they're down here at this lower end looking for rallies to the upside. XRP looks like it's already had this run recently, and as such, we might actually start to see XRP doing something different than other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and actually Cardano and XRP are very much aligned. Actually, to be fair, both of them have moved up a fair amount and are looking for corrective structures to the downside. But things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're actually looking like they need to go up a bit, whereas we have things like XRP and Cardano looking to go down. So just be aware that the macro structures here are very, very clear. We are, of course, in corrective structures up, and therefore we will continue our motion to the downside once this actually completes on these structures. Guys, I'm going to leave this video right there. If you found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.